I'm going to try and make a polyamide. That's the plan. And we're going to make a polyamide not with a diamine and a diacid, because that requires high temperature, over 200 degrees centigrade. I'm going to try and make it with a diamine and a diacid chloride. So instead of having COOH groups, this diacid-like species is going to have COCl. And COCl reacts much more rapidly with NH2 than does COOH. And what I want to do first is to put in some diamine to this lovely beaker. Diamine is dissolved in water, by the way. This is hexamethylene diamine dissolved in water. That's gone in there. And the diacid chloride, for two reasons, is dissolved not in water, because it won't, but it's dissolved in hexane, which is organic, it doesn't mix with water. It's also less dense than water, so it should float on the top. That's the plan. However, as with all plans, let's see what happens. Good, good. So we've now got a layer of diacid chloride in hexane, C6H9, sitting on top of this diamine in water. Now, a reaction should have taken place at the interface between these two liquids, and we'll see whether we can find it. Here we are. So we have formed some polymer, as you can see. Formed something. We need Barry to do an SEC or something on it to try and make sure. And it's formed at the interface. It can only form at the interface because that's the only place where the two liquids come into contact. The two reagents come into contact. Most of the reagent is, is either in the water or the other half of it is in the hexane, and therefore not in contact with its counterpart. The only contact occurs at the interface. As we pull this polymer out from the interface gets renewed, of course, and more polymer gets formed. On we go. Now this reaction is going on at room temperature. It's between an acid chloride and an amine rather than a diacid and a diamine. So it takes place very readily for that reason. Also, we're getting some additional assistance from the diamine because some of the diamine is actually being wasted in a sense, and it's soaking up the hydrochloric acid which has been given off in this condensation process. That's removing it from the scene of the crime and enabling us better to form this polyamide. Now, I don't want you to think this is one great long molecule I'm pulling out of here, because it isn't. There's many thousands of millions of molecules being pulled out of here. But they're all sticking together to form this sort of coherent fibre from this nylon. It's going to be nylon 610 actually. It looks fairly flexible, doesn't it? But that's because it's swollen with hexane. Nylon 610 is not very flexible, and I think I've tightened this thing up so that I can't change it anymore. Anyway, we could go on further. We can go on doing that actually until one or other of the reagents is consumed.